Come on, listen to Jess because the show is the best.
We're live.
Hey, it's Jess the Ska Kid. And Stay Up All Night and Fight. And Eric is joining us from Arizona tonight, remotely. So how about we do introductions? Mr. Pocket Stenographer, go ahead.
I'm Sean.
Taylor.
Corey.
He plays drums, he plays guitar, he plays bass. They
Correct.
sing.
We all sing.
And Eric used to be another guitarist, but I think he froze. He froze.
He
Look
quit
at him.
the band.
There he is.
So, welcome to the Jess the Ska Kid show. You guys hail from
The Wadsworth.
Wadsworth?
Wadsworth, Illinois.
How long have you guys been a band?
2 years? Yeah, 2 years.
And how did you all come to be Stay Up All Night and Fight?
Well, it was, born from another band that we were in. Me and Sean were in a band, and we had to separate from another member, and so instead of just quitting and, we just started Stay Up All Night and Fight. Luckily, Eric played guitar, so he was ready to go,
And then you found me.
and then Taylor came.
How do you all know each other?
Well, I was serving one of our previous members at a job I was working at, and he was like, "Hey, you look like a cool guy. You like music?" I was like, "Yeah, I do." He's like, "You play guitar?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Drummer?" I was like, "Yeah." So we got together, and then we started this whole fiasco. He showed up, and he was stoned out of his fucking mind.
Corey's like,
But it was pretty funny. It was pretty great. And then we started a whole band, and lead singer ditched, and we were like, all right, what are we gonna fucking do now? So I was like, oh, I'll pick up fucking singing, I guess, and drumming. That's what we did.
Yeah.
And this guy moved from California's.
No.
No, I am wrong.
where do you come from?
Indiana.
Indiana,
Oh, that's
California,
way
Indiana.
worse.
I come from.
Oh, yeah.
Both states? That's a new state. California, Indiana.
Yeah.
Where's that?
I come from California, Indiana.
It's in Canada.
Close enough.
Yeah. We grew up together. We're both from California, actually. So.
So you're transplants to Illinois, hey?
Yeah.
Eh? That's my northern woods accent there.
What was it?
Sneaking in.
Boston.
So-
It was Minneapolis,
Boston, Minnesota.
California. Boston, Minnesota.
So you've been together 2 years. I met you guys about a year ago. And since then, I feel as if you all have taken off playing a plethora of shows. You now have the Coop, which is your own little outdoor venue that you run. And you've, I would say, established quite a collaboration with several other bands who have been on this show. So tell us about your journey as to what leads you here today. They giggle.
The journey. Well, I don't know. We've been in, we work with a lot of bands around here. Slaughter Party. We love those guys. Those are probably some of our best friends we've made in our journey as a band. And Size Fives and
A lot.
yeah, a lot of bands.
Indecil
Indecil
Missile,
Missile.
Vendetta,
Off-key.
Butcher,
Off-Key. Yeah.
Appleton, right?
Appleton, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they've all just been supportive, and so that's really cool. And so that's kind of who we've been playing with a lot of shows, and other than random ones out in Naperville and Milwaukee, we played a battle of the bands up there, and that was pretty
fun.
Interesting.
Interesting.
yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Dad.
What
Oh,
has
sorry,
been
Dad.
the best show that
Father.
you've played?
This one tonight.
Obviously.
If I had brownies, I'd give you them for brownie points.
Yeah.
But I only have chocolate chip cookies upstairs.
We have butter cookies too.
And pound cake with ice cream, if that's something that you'd be interested in.
Don't feed him sugar. He'll never go to sleep.
Stay up on
But
that.
that's how did you come to have your name? Stay Up All Night and Fight.
Oh, that's even better. I have a acquaintance who used to have a consignment shop, and she had all this stuff, and she took I don't know, she had a consignment shop, and she had this, what was it, it's a cross stitching, right? and it just says "Stay Up All Night and Fight" on it, and that just is, I was like, how about this? How about this be our band name? And everybody was like, hell yeah, let's do it.
I think we're all kind of like, that's stupid, but let's go with it because we don't have any other option right now.
Wasn't it in like a Dr. Seuss book too?
That sounds good though.
Well, you used that imagery, the Dr. Seuss imagery with I don't know, it looks like one of those barbaloots fighting like a little kid in socks.
Yeah. It's like a hop on pop.
Hop on
storybook.
pop, yes, there you
That's what it
go.
was from.
That's
I was
where we
like, we're
come
gonna take
from.
out like the
Hop on
pillows,
pop.
taking out the pillows, and we're gonna put chains and bats in their hands.
It worked. It worked perfect. So, Tuesday night, as a sneak peek, we played one song that is on Bandcamp, Buried Alive, yes? And what else do you guys have in the works as far as music that is available to folks who heard you tonight?
Well, our band camp has we actually recorded live at our last show at the Cinco de Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
We recorded everybody's band who played, and we have a friend who mastered it all, and it sounds really good. And yeah, so we have that live album also on Bandcamp.
Live at the Coops.
Live at the Coops. How did that come to be? Because I came to that at your Halloween party. So is that something that if people are watching today that they could reach out to you and say, hey, I want to do a live event outside? Is that available for booking, or how
We
would
have
you
to
advertise
talk to
that?
Kathy first.
Kathy. Oh, Kathy. My mom, Cindy.
Oh,
Yes.
We have like 3.5 acres. I got a fenced off area in the back, which is perfect for shows. It looks creepy as fuck back there. I mean, there's like chicken coops. It just was like everything's falling apart. Every time I walk back there, I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna get murdered any minute now.
We find
any
bones back there.
Swamp.
Bones, yeah, old cars, and I was like, this is a great place to play shows. So we
It
put
is most definitely a phenomenal venue. I quite enjoy it. I don't get
a
creepy.
lot of work went into that.
There's a
Yeah.
swamp.
It
It's
was-
creepy.
When you're
That's all there is.
There was
It was-
cars thrown in it.
We cleaned it up a lot.
yeah.
2 summers it took to get it to what it was. It's Cinco de Mayo, so.
a lot of garbage.
Yeah.
Ton of garbage.
So moving forward, do you guys have anything in the works to record another album? Do you have new music that's going to be coming out? And do you guys do everything yourselves, or do you seek somebody out to record you?
We've been working on like DIY lately. We have like Behringer XR18 channel, so we can record all of our equipment. We're slowly working at an album, but as time goes, it takes quite a while to put a whole album together.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably gonna pay somebody eventually because it's just too much time.
If I can encourage you, don't use CD Baby. And I say this for a reason. Ready? Are you ready? Lots of bands go through a third party. They pay somebody to distribute their music so that they can be on something like Spotify or iTunes. But you can do it yourselves. If you have recorded music, that can go up on SoundCloud, which is the platform you need to have to be able to be on Spotify and on iTunes. And then you can maintain all of the rights and monies that you would earn on those 2 platforms for yourselves. Now, it does take a little bit of work as far as promoting yourselves. They would push it out to a bunch of other sort of third-party people who would then distribute it, etc. But if you create enough metadata online itself, such as on Facebook or through various other means, SoundCloud, the iTunes, the Spotify, the Instagram, the YouTubes, that all links together, and then third parties that are free, like on Facebook, like Eventsy, scrape you anyway and promote you. So I encourage bands always to maintain all of their own rights, because when you sign over to a contract like CD Baby, you give up a large percentage of not only your rights, but the money that would come from iTunes or from Spotify.
My God.
The more you know! I want people to know that because I feel it's unfair. The music industry is a money grab, and these people who have lots of money who have established these things can say, hey, you guys pay me $500. I'll pump out 1,000 CDs. You use that platform to get on these things, and you'll get money. You're going to get 40 cents for every play, even though it's $1 to $1.50 that you have to pay if you want to purchase that thing.
So I can buy a pack of gum?
But if you do it
Maybe.
yourself, you can buy more than 1 pack of gum.
You buy us
All the
You
gum.
can buy the whole band a pack
Wait,
of gum.
how much?
gum.
We could probably buy some beer after.
That's just my soapbox to put away.
We have a confession. We're just in this to get beer money.
Yeah? Send all of your beer extra change to these guys. They'll put it into, what is that? The coin machines?
Coin star.
The green coin stars to get beer money. I went to the Julasco. Anyways, artwork and things like that. Currently on your Facebook page, you have a red backdrop with your name. Who came up with that, and who does art and other sorts of things for you guys?
That was our friend Will.
Slaughter Party.
Yeah, from
Kill
Slaughter
Pop.
Party. Kill Pop
Kill
Designs,
Pop.
yes. That guy, he can do anything you want. It's amazing.
He can do graphic art.
Graphic art.
He doesn't draw
Graphic
anything.
art. He can do graphic art.
He can't draw.
I don't know, and I don't want to say that he can or can't.
I challenge people.
Will, can you-
Come on, Will.
Even
Can you draw something? Can you draw the graphic images you make? Challenge accepted, right?
That guy has made all of our flyers for Cinco de Mayo, Night of the Drunken Dead, everything like that. I mean, they've turned out wonderful.
Night of the Drunken Dead.
Night of the Drunken Dead. and
That was the Halloween show
Mm-hmm.
last year. That was
We came to that. That was our first experience. It was
we're gonna
very
do another
good.
one. We're gonna do another one.
I liked that it was
yeah, we are going to do another one.
good. So if somebody is interested in playing, you know, should they message the Stay Up All Night and Fight page or find you guys individually?
Oh,
All
we
Night
can
and
stay
Fight.
up all night and fight page. That's the best way to get a hold of us. Somebody will answer right away.
Good. Yes.
Oh, he'll answer.
Oh, you're being the flagger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as other merch that is available, do you guys have pins, T-shirts, buttons? That's a pin. Patches.
Do we?
Merch. We have nothing right now.
We have stickers.
We have we have stickers. Yes, we have plenty of stickers.
Shirts in the works, so.
Shirts in the works, and we have
You guys are just
we have a
vibing.
compilation CD that we have one song on. That
Dr. Seuss.
yeah.
I know. An homage.
Oh yeah. I mean, we'll get there.
Is the comp that Coops one?
Yeah, it was
Live
the
one?
Cinco de Mayo compilation. It has every band that played that was there, except for one. Unfortunately, they got on a little late, and we weren't able to get them on there to get the merchandise in time. But
It's really
it's
good.
okay. They'll be on the next one.
Cool.
The compilation's good.
Yeah. I mean, we came.
Do you have one?
I don't.
Oh, we'll get you one.
Yay, because then we can put. When we got there at about 3. Oh, because our morning was nuts. And we stayed till almost 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we got to see, I would say, a majority of the people that played.
Yeah.
So I mean, I applaud you guys because it's kind of a full service venue. You guys had food. You have a spot to go pee. You had available vendors who were selling merchandise, and so I applaud you. Hats off. I quite enjoy your little spot there. Cheers.
Yeah, it was all William McKenzie again. So
That's more Corey. Corey really set everything up. Corey got the bands booked. He ordered the porta potties, got the money organized, made sure that we had the stage equipment set up. I mean, every position you can think of there. Like, I mean, like, we all helped here and there, of course. Like, we were all on top of it. We all did help out, but really, he's the one that set everything up.
So what are the goals for you guys? What would you like to see and achieve as a band or as a venue?
as a venue, I don't know if we really achieve anything there. We just want to throw some parties every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's about it.
Play music.
We don't. I mean, if the right things were to come along, you know, and all the stars aligned, we would set up shows maybe for some people, but it's really just when we want to have a party,
Mm-hmm.
when we save up a little money, you know, just want to
Gotcha.
have a good time with everybody.
And that's a whole complete do-it-yourself sort of thing. Like
Yeah.
from getting sound to booking the bands. Can you explain to the people watching how much of a time invested thing that is?
5 months.
Yeah, 5 months.
So then have you already started doing the Halloween party? Have you already started figuring that out?
That's we're narrowing down a date. Last year was really cold, so we
Holy
want to.
fuck, it was freezing!
When we did it, it was it was like
cold.
40 degrees, and it was so warm before it just felt like it was 10.
It was
You know,
brutal.
it was. It wasn't that bad. It was 40 degrees, so it wasn't
It was
terrible.
pretty-
Yeah.
Really? Because it was raining and the wind was blowing. I wore the wrong outfit. I want you all to know. Little Red Riding Hood is a flapper. Didn't, I mean, that equaled frozen limbs later on. Just saying.
Yeah.
Do you think that you'll have a theme this year for your Halloween
What is
party?
it? What were we gonna do? Punk's Missing July
Oh yeah, we're gonna
With three
we're probably
X's.
in the middle. Probably do something like in July. That's another show. She's talking about.
Oh, no.
Halloween, right?
That was our.
It still can. It can still
We're
work.
probably gonna stick with like I was thinking anyways, like Night of the Drunken Dead, like 2, like, you know, kind of like
Yeah.
sticking with like the Night of the Living Dead, that sort of like ordeal.
Do you think that you will incorporate maybe visual and have a projector on your little
Oh,
coop
yeah.
so that you can have
Absolutely.
like clips of horror movies going on?
Now that we have the stage built
Mhm.
and we have the area cleaned out and actually cleaned up, that is more than half of anything that we needed to do. We just have to figure out the fire situation, the heating situation, so
Yeah.
nobody's freezing. And again, like our last one, we didn't have a porta potty, so people were peeing out in the woods.
That worked. Honest to God, that worked right up until the end, and then somebody, I think, tipped it over.
No,
Yeah,
that's not what
that's-
happened.
No? Okay.
Well, they did tip it over, I
Tell
guess,
the
technically.
story.
But
all I know is that it worked well. I peed twice while I was there, okay? Because I have amazing bladder strength. So I peed halfway through, and there was a cute little, you were like, well, Mom said it's something real nice for the girls. And it was wonderful. And then I went back the second time, and then it was all over the place. I was like, I
Yeah.
have to pee outside. This is scary.
somebody fell in.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
How do you fall in? It wasn't anything to fall into.
She
flipped.
It was my sister-in-law.
Yeah? She fell in?
calling her out.
No, Andrea Wester.
Night of the Drunken Dead. We fell in.
Yeah, thanks for leaving me
Good
on the
times.
yard.
That's okay.
So her face is the flyer for this next one.
Oh
Like
yeah,
this?
that should be Zombie Andrea or something.
Let's get Will to do some like graphic designs over her face, just like
No, he's gonna draw it. Remember?
some pee butt stuff coming up.
So, how about this? When you guys seek out a show, who does booking for you all when you go out and play somewhere?
Oh, I've been taking care of that mostly.
What do you have on the horizon?
What do we have? Nothing for July. September 13th at
August.
August.
10th, right?
Oh yeah, August 10th at the Port. The Neighborhood Nasties.
That's at the port?
Hat-tricks.
That's
Oh
Hat-tricks.
no, Hat-Trick. Sorry, Hat-Tricks.
You wrong.
Patrick's.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of bands. Josie Spoons is playing there. That is a mixed genre
Schoolboy.
whole
That is
thing.
Hat-Trick. Barbecue outside and everything. That's gonna be awesome.
Yep.
It's gonna be fun.
Also, I heard that you were playing September 3rd at Punk Picnic. Did you
Oh,
know
yeah, I
that?
forgot about that.
Are we?
Well, we're supposed to be.
That was the most recent
supposed to be
one that
setting
we.
up, right?
It's set up.
Yeah, it's
It's
set
up?
up.
Did you know that?
Oh yeah, work's done already.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's all taking place at the same spot, right? And,
Yep.
yeah,
Yes.
Cool.
that's
Hell
they
yeah.
have a lineup. And everything,
FSA took that over. Jay from FSA
Oh,
and
really?
Ruben grabbed it, and last week posted same spot. Here's the lineup. Done. So
so, yeah.
we'll see what happens.
I love Jay. Jay's awesome.
I mean, I think he's got a lot on his plate. So fingers crossed if you need help, my friend.
I think Jay can handle it.
Yeah.
So that also is an all-day outdoor musical event that runs usually from 11 a.m. until about, I'd say 11 o'clock p.m. There's food, there's a bonfire. Do you think you guys will do bonfires at the Coop?
Oh,
Absolutely.
we do
That's a
the
perfect spot.
the
You
burn
should-
barrels.
You do the barrels, yeah.
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 I could build up a pretty large pile of wood and set it on fire. That's pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
A little gasoline, some beers.
I like where you're
Only if we
looking.
play Halloween the whole time it burns over and over.
Halloween?
And over again, yeah. By the Misfits.
So here's
Just over and over.
a question that Kith normally asks. How did you get into playing your instrument, and how long have you been playing that? Right? Did I get it right? Yay!
Well, for me, I started in drumline when I was about, 5th grade. I was last chair. Everybody made fun of me. I wasn't too serious about it. I only just play snare drum. I didn't play drum set too much. My dad passed away when I was about 17, and then I just had so much time to fill. I was like, I gotta put this into something. So I just played drums 5 hours a day after school. So I just threw all my energy into this. And I don't know, in like a year, I got way better, all self-taught on the drum set. I mean, like snare drum, obviously, I took lessons for that, but that's what I learned. Dad?
I don't know. I've been playing guitar since I was like 15. I've always been into punk rock, and I don't know. It was me and him played in a band together when we were in high school.
Yeah.
And
I don't remember the name. There were so many.
oh, there were so many names.
Like the same band with a bunch of different
We
names?
couldn't come up with a name. We were very indecisive.
Well, we were in high school, so
Every show a different name. That would be
Yeah.
cool. That's the gimmick.
That's the band.
That's the band name.
And I always played instruments from when I was young, and then the only thing I didn't play until about 3 years ago was bass, you know, so I picked that up. I played guitar, so I knew general, you know, little bit of stuff, and so I've been playing bass since I joined these guys.
Last year, he really kicked it into gear. When we first started, he was kind of like plucking here and there, and then out of nowhere, he was just good.
Just good. You sound very together and tight, even with losing Eric. You know, he went off to better himself. He went to school in Arizona, yeah?
Yeah.
Not Arizona, New Mexico.
Oh,
New
yeah.
Mexico, I apologize.
Close enough. It's the desert.
Is it the desert?
You love sand.
Sand? Yeah, and cactuses and little creatures that can kill you, like scorpions.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Gila monsters, they're poisonous.
You said you wanted to go out there and crawl around on the ground naked and become a dog, like a wild animal, and that's kind of just what happened, you know. And I'm like, I don't want to, like, you know, block your dream. If that's like what you want to do, Eric, then by all means, man.
Do you think that you will have another guitarist that joins you?
I don't know. After tonight, I think that it sounded pretty good with just the three of us.
I would agree.
We're looking. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. See if like somebody like clicks with us. Because I mean, like me and Eric have been playing together since we were 16 years old. So.
Somebody not into Burning Man?
Not.
Burning Man.
What are your major influences?
The Descendants, Misfits, obviously. I mean, there's a whole list here. Rancid. Not just keep naming major bands here. The Queers.
Keep naming them, dude.
Are there any
going.
local bands that influenced you?
local bands.
Local bands.
Like when-
Slaughter Party really, you know, kind of got us up and running. To tell you the truth, like we met them at a show and they were just like real fucking cool. And we're like, we want to play around like more people like this. I mean, Waste and Brandon.
Oh, yeah.
Brandon's always been around,
Waste.
and
Fucking Waste!
Fucking waste, man.
Waste is always a blast. I love those guys.
You know how I met Will? This is a fun story. You ready?
Oh boy.
Let's go.
I was on my way to... I was eating dinner on my way to do my other radio show before it became this thing. And I get a phone call. And it's my friend. And she's like, I'm bartending. And I told this guy about your thing. And I was like, what? And then I get a phone call from a weird number. And they leave this long message about, hey, I heard you're this thing and you do this radio show. So I call this guy. And he talks to me for a long time. And he's like, we got a lot of original music. We got like hours and hours that we can play. And I was like, well, my show's like an hour. So like, I don't need you to do that. No. And we ended up going to like the bar. And he was there. And he sat and talked with us for hours about this up and coming thing. This project he was doing. Because Will used to do another band.
Right.
And it had just dissolved. And he had just started Slaughter Party, and that was the first introduction to that, and then they came on this show, and they and the Union League were the first two bands that did this as it is.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah,
When we first met Slaughter Party, we played at Hatrix with them, and we're like, hey, we're gonna do like a house show at my cousin's place for like
Yes!
This is the
for,
best.
for a birthday.
Forgot about this.
For a
This is our
birthday,
best
right?
show.
And so we go there early. We're setting up all this equipment. We got lights. We have this all figured out. PA set up, and nobody's there. It's just us,
Absolutely
my
nobody.
drunk aunt, my drunk uncle, and my cousin.
Oh yeah.
Sitting down, my uncle gets all fucked up. He's like dancing around, you know, like old guy dance, which is hilarious. And they're playing up there, playing their hearts out. I'm like, this is awesome. My uncle starts whipping empty beer cans at Ray.
Wow.
So
It got ruckus.
after that, I was like, I'm so sorry that happened. Maybe we can redeem ourselves later. And they were just
I
all
thought they
three
were
of them,
never gonna talk to us.
Jared, Ray, and Will, or they were just the coolest fucking guys
Yeah.
about it. They were
They were just
coolest
throwing
guys
beer
ever.
cans right back. Throwing
Yeah.
beer cans the whole time.
You know what? They used to have a different drummer. That drummer couldn't come to that show, so Jared filled in for them here.
Jared's great.
And that's
Jared's
how
awesome.
he became their drummer. So, yay! But
I never knew that.
now you know
No,
the
you never told us
the
that.
history of Slaughter Party. We were there from the beginning. It's like VH1 classics. Now you know.
Bless you.
Thank you. I have allergies. So when you guys play out, what have been some of the best shows that you have played? I know this one, but best lineups? Who do you enjoy playing with besides Slaughter Party? And are there any bands in Illinois, Chicago, Milwaukee, that sort of thing that you would be like, yeah, we should play with them?
Well, we played with the Subservients. That was a good band to play with. They were awesome. Fun guys. Billy Dreamer.
They're coming on the show.
Yeah,
Are
I
they?
heard that.
They
That's
are.
really awesome.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
Josh
that's
reached
Yeah,
out to
that
us. We're
is
now
a-
the host of Milwaukee Punk Fest 8.
Yeah,
They're
they,
fun.
yeah, they're good. Good. Have you been to a Billy Dreamer show?
I have not. I met him because I messaged the Milwaukee Punk Fest page and said, hey, I do an underground music show. If you send me a comp of the bands that are coming on, we'll promote your stuff. And he sent me an email, and I sent him the this is what we do. And so now we will be emceeing and hosting that event, and he's
That's
coming.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Hell
Hi.
yeah.
You're interviewing with the host of. Yeah. So
Just you wait.
I'm excited because
could
they're
tell
gonna
you.
come here August 4th.
I could tell you some stories about them.
Yeah?
Not on camera.
Are they intense? Do I need to wear like
Rubber suit.
a rubber suit?
Yeah.
They're wet. They get wet. They're PCP.
Oh, dude.
Wear a body condom.
A body condom?
Yes.
You know
Oh,
you can get
it's
HPV
so
just
fun.
from touching, right?
So
The more
fun.
you know. Sorry.
They're all great. What is William and Amy? Those are the other two people in their band and they're just good people and it's so fun. Have fun with that.
Oh, we will.
When you set up like Stinko, did bands reach out to you or did you reach out to bands?
No, I just reached out to bands.
Okay. Because the Pylons were fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
That was Eric. He's a good friend with Sam from
Yeah.
Pylons, and he got them actually to play. And at first they were supposed to play real early in the morning, but I was able to move them around, and I'm glad that I put them in this spot that they were in.
They were wonderful.
I'm glad a lot of people got to see them.
The Removed. We used to be in the band called The Removed with the old singer, and we played with Pylons outside of Domino's, like next door, like in this little like alleyway. There's like it was really weird, and it was like 90 degrees out, no shade.
Oh, that was. Yeah.
Wow.
And everybody's wearing like Domino shirts.
What would be your dream
Dream
show?
place.
If you could set up a show that you played, who would you play with and where would you play it?
For me, definitely the Descendants. AFI?
We make you talk,
Oh man,
man.
I don't
It's
know.
all
I
right.
would just if
You guys
to
I would
set up
say AFI,
a dream show would just be.
but like 20 years
Yeah,
ago.
old
or
AFI.
50 years ago.
No.
I would just want to play with all the bands that we've been playing with. If we could play with every band that we played with in the last 2 years, that would be a great show.
That's kind of happening at the Coops, right?
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, we're gonna
Yeah.
try.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to get as many of them as we can.
Have you done Harvard Punk Fest?
Yeah, we played
Yeah.
that last year.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Was that your first there?
Yeah.
yeah.
Are you guys
Yeah.
going back to that?
We drew wild card. I guess like they liked their ukulele cover.
That's,
I think that's what got
in
him.
Harvard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's what got him because like
No,
we're-
that's
They
it.
have
That was in
Milk Fest.
Milwaukee.
That wasn't
Harvard Punk Fest
Oh
was.
no! I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the Milwaukee one. No. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
Harvard was. That was last year. We played like at 4 o'clock or something. Or
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
in
you
the
with
afternoon.
Eric from Beach Vomit.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Oh yeah, no, that place that's always a blast.
Yeah, that we're not playing that this year. They have a lot of really great bands that just I don't know. I think they were trying to take it up a notch, and they really did. They have a lot of good bands. Like
It's
Some
good
Kind
to,
of Nightmare is going to be there, and they're like a national touring band.
It's good to like flip out bands, you know. Like,
Oh, yeah.
instead
I
of
agree.
keeping the same thing over and over every year. So like that's a really good way to keep it alive. Otherwise, same thing, you're just gonna die eventually. Like, all right, cool, I've seen this like 1,000 times.
What has been the most difficult thing with being a band for you guys?
I don't know, nothing really. We all talk shit to each other a lot, and nobody gets their feelings hurt. So yeah, constantly we're all desensitized to it. So
We've gotten very close to like beating the shit out of each other. I'm not gonna lie, but like
I've been waiting for that to happen.
Mom and Dad.
but at the same time, like at the end of the day, we're like, all right, that guy's like my best friend, so I'm just gonna like we'll just push to the side. That's kind of what happens. Corey probably
I'll fight my best friend.
Corey would murder me. That would absolutely.
I would not
happen, I'm
murder
gonna
Sean.
lie. But I mean, like in a fight, you would absolutely kill me. Like but that's whatever. I wouldn't be a lay down.
You have some unresolved aggression that we need to work out here?
Usually like 2 or 3 days before each show we play at the Coops, we're at each other's throats.
No, it's usually my fault because I'll just get like too fucked up and then I'll do something stupid and say something to him and I get pissed off. And then the next day I'm like, I'm so sorry.
So because you guys are in Wadsworth, I mean, you're right on the border of Wisconsin, of course, and Illinois. Who do you have the bigger pull to? Because you're in between two very large cities, and even west, you have places like Harvard and Genoa City and Lake Geneva that have music. So where do you play the most? And like, who pulls you in which direction the most?
We usually play Chicago more. We've only played one show in Milwaukee. I don't know. I guess it's just when I book shows, I'm usually just reaching out to people in that area just for, I don't know. I'm part of a few different groups, so I haven't gotten to too many Milwaukee ones. And basically that's all it boils down to. If I can get into Milwaukee and start talking to people up there, hopefully we can get some shows.
Sabbatic is awesome. If you've not played there, that is a really fucking cool venue.
I haven't been there. I've been to Bremen and Frank's Power Plant. Those are two cool venues too up there that we'd like to get into.
Well, Billy Dreamer, apparently, I'm going to say, Josh was like, hey man, if you ever have any bands that want to play Milwaukee, reach out to me. So reach out to him if you want to play Milwaukee, because apparently he books for that whole city.
Definitely.
So that would be my suggestion. Do you guys have plans on going on tour ever?
Oh yeah, we were just talking about this. I really want to go on tour. They don't.
No?
No, I don't know if they don't.
No,
They just don't.
we'll do it.
They're going to
eventually.
fight
we're
here
gonna go,
tonight on the show.
We're gonna go on tour. I want to do this. Well, I'd like to do a West Coast tour, but that's probably out of the question
I
right
can
now.
get you booked in California.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome. It's because mine's bigger, right? That's why I get called dad. Oh! The misogyny continues!
I don't know if you can be 2 inches. I'm just saying.
Oh, sweetheart. See my knee? Hey, just kidding. Anyways, so if people who are listening are like, this is absolutely fucking ridiculous, where do I find these people? What do you have social media-wise? Where can people find Stay Up All Night and Fight?
On the corner of Addison and I'm just kidding.
Hey, boo!
The internet.
Yeah.
On the
tubes.
interwebs.
I'm
Your
on.
name on the
No, Facebook. That's it. I think we in Bandcamp.
Take your
Bandcamp.
face and smash it into the keyboard and Stay Up All Night and Fight will come up. I know it looked like I was giving myself head, but that's not what I meant. Like this keyboard, imagine it.
It's hard to do when you got 2 inches to work with, huh? You have to be really flexible.
You should see his abs.
His abs! It's because he's a drummer.
Butt flaps.
His ad.
So you're only on Facebook and Bandcamp.
Bandcamp, yeah.
Do you think you will now you're on YouTube?
We're in search of a marketing genius to run like an Instagram and a Twitter for us, but we don't seem to be motivated right now to one of us to do that at this point.
Do you think it would behoove you to do so?
What?
Like, what stumped you? Behoove? Behoove. Do you think it would behoove you to be able to reach out on different social platforms so that you could reach a larger audience and connect with people in a farther scope so that you could successfully have a tour?
I don't know. I'm thinking about getting on SoundCloud now.
You should. You
told us about
you
that
will
already.
be, because this goes up on SoundCloud too.
Cool. So we're gonna. be
So
on
all of
SoundCloud.
that shit gets shared with you, and then you put it on your social media stuff. It's a connection, a web, if you will.
See, we need somebody to do all that for us.
Wow. I'm a resource whore. Yeah, I know, it's amazing, right? So what, as far as moving forward goes with you guys, if an upcoming, opportunity were to happen, as far as like a record label or something reached out to you, do you think you would bite on that? And I asked that question because we've had a mixed group here. We've had people who do the record label thing, and we have people who don't. So I asked bands, is that something that you're interested in?
No,
No?
not me. I don't think that we need to deal with anything like that. I mean, we just want to play music and pay for beer.
Pay for beer. If people came to your shows and just gave you beer, would you be satisfied and you wouldn't have to go home? Because you can't turn this into Coinstar and get money for a tour.
What?
Oh yeah, we have to.
Here's all the money I need.
Beer's all the money you need? Where on the West Coast would you want to go?
Oh, I would just do Seattle to San Diego.
Ooh.
That'd be the dream tour, but I think we'll more likely go south to like Florida or something, and then come back. Yeah.
That's totally not West.
I know it's not. That's my dream tour is there. What's realistic is going south. Like that's easy. You can or north even, but I think south would be better.
Why South?
Or more east.
Nashville and well, I would Memphis and Tennessee really has a couple of cities that would be open to hearing punk music, and I've heard some cool stuff come out of Orlando, so some cool punk music. So I'd like to make it down there too.
There is.
Yeah.
So if people are watching, you can find them on Facebook and you can find them on Bandcamp. Stay up all night and fight. Anything else you'd like to say to our viewers, guests, etc. in closing? Would you play with ska bands?
We did play with a ska band here when we.
Yeah, courtesy of Tim
Yeah,
from
they were
Madison.
awesome. I hit him up about playing at the Halloween show, but unfortunately they were a man short or something, so it didn't work out. But yeah, they were really fun. I'd play with more ska bands.
Do you guys like ska? Or is
I
that
love ska.
yeah?
I like
What
ska.
ska do you like?
Oh boy.
Goldfinger, Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
They just released a new album
Should I keep going?
last week.
Who, the Boss Tones?
Mhm.
Did it come out last week?
Yep, on the 15th.
Well, definitely
How is it?
Goldfinger. Goldfinger's one of my
Good.
favorite
I played
bands.
it on the show last week.
He hates Goldfinger.
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 Yeah? I mean, in Chicago, there's tons of ska. Have you played with any ska down there?
Nope.
No? Do you think mixed genre shows are of a benefit because you get more people?
I don't know
I
how
mean, not
close
just
they
ska
are.
punk, but like,
Yeah, it
I don't know
depends.
how close the genres are. Makes a difference. You can't have everything all over the place, and that's just trying to get people there. Nobody wants to be there for certain things, so
They'll
people only come for a
for-
certain time, or I don't think that's.
because the neighborhood nasty is a whole bunch of different stuff.
Yeah,
That's a little different though.
How is it different?
I don't know. Kenosha's a little different on the music scene. People actually show up and they like all different types of music, as opposed to I don't know. Like I go to Chicago and they have like
Oh,
this band
yes.
playing and this band playing. And this one's like punk and this one's like I don't know, like slow indie. And then, but then people show up for the indie band and then they're just like fuck this band and they leave.
yeah.
Next show is August, yeah, you said?
That's the neighborhood nasties.
August
We
10th.
might have one in the works before then, but
So follow and pay attention and
yeah,
like, follow, share. Yeah?
exactly. Like,
Yes.
follow, share, stay up all night, and fight.
Do that thing. Catch them August 10th at Hat-Tricks for the Neighborhood Nasty as their next upcoming thing. And you can catch this on YouTube after it's edited in the next 24 to 48 hours. Kay? Thanks.
Thanks guys
Bye.
and dads.